How's it going, everyone? My name is Graeme, and welcome to Riddle School 5. You thought those other videos were long? Well, that was just the beginning. Now we're getting into an actual, pretty full-length game. At this point forward, the series is, notably larger. And also just more stylistic from, top to bottom. Look at all that decorative stuff in the background. The game was always good. It was always an enjoyable series to look at and to play. But I do genuinely think from this point forward is where it really becomes what I really think of when I think of Riddle School. All of it applies. You get that little angry face for trying to quit. But this is hitting its stride. Massive disclaimer here, maybe we save that for the end. It's larger than I was expecting. We can just try and get the game moving since this is going to be a longer slice of things anyways. Well, everyone, it seems soon our dreams will become a reality. Just as all of our prisoners' realities have become dreams. We all know our new prisoners were taken from Riddle Elementary School. Enlighten our listeners as to the reason we're here already. I was getting to that part, viz. Nosy butting in. This meeting is primarily to discuss these human suspects and their new dreams. Their behavior, after all, is why and how we are going through with our plan. Yes, because evildoers deserve nothing more than the taste of their own evil. A quick look at Fred. We can read the caption next to the corner, Diz. And then I'm not really adding to the situation by commentating, am I? I'm enlightening everyone, just like you said. Fred, in his dreams, does as close to nothing as he can manage. Of the prisoners we have, he seems to be the least useful right now. Smiley smiles constantly within her dreams. We've tried to find intended flaws in her ways. Not yet to any avail. If one human is proven to be scum, the rest are no cleaner. Her face is nothing but a cover for her ugly desires. A bit of a cynic. Zach here was shivering long before he was abducted from that school. It seems impossible that he would be so ongoingly chilly. There's a chance that by looking into his unusual condition, we could power a weapon capable of freezing that pathetic planet Earth. I could have sworn I was the one telling the presentation. And here we have the reason for our master plan. Had we not witnessed firsthand Phil escaping from his own school, Earth would not have become our first target of destruction. Way to go, Phil! We could get into his brain, but what matters most is what we try to get out of it. Knowing the enemy is the best way to defeat them. Diz, I can't remember what the plan is exactly. Grizz, you're completely useless. Well, I can clarify. With the knowledge we receive from these 3 dream captives, it's planned we completely freeze their homeworld, planet Earth. This procedure is to be repeated to other wrongdoing planets. I have one more question. Go ahead, Quiz. When you were talking just a second ago, you said from the knowledge we received from these 3 dream captives? Didn't you mean to say 4? Committed to it in the moment. It's just locked in forever now, that voice. Of course, just a slip of the tongue. Hey, why isn't the transmitter turned off? What if one of our subjects hears? Sorry, didn't even know it was on. It'll be turned off in a second. So this would have been the follow-up to Riddle School 4. John had it in his mind that he was totally just going to end things. That was it. That was the finale of the entire series. But he decided to stick it through, to make one more game. And he came at it with this renewed vigor of if I'm going to make more Riddle School, it's going to be the biggest, best version of that I've ever attempted. And that was where we had the birth of Riddle School 5. But then if he was going to really play that joke fully through, he had to make Riddle School 4 canon, which is kind of an interesting challenge, and I really like seeing the ways that he, like, took the game beyond the school, makes Zach's coldness a part of things, and just improving things in every other way. I have a feeling that light bulb will be the only bright part of my day. I say that very lightly. You're layering together puns all of a sudden, you can tell Phil's grown up. If it wasn't screwed to the wall, I could move this cover and get through. Under the bed, alien coin. I'd mistake this for a quarter if it wasn't for the monster picture on it, which, like, just looks like a little bit of a frog, maybe. And if anything, that's about as detailed as the face we saw on the coin in the previous game, or one of the previous games, I forget exactly which. Doing this right now reminds me, like, just so shortly ago I had played through There Is No Game, Wrong Dimension, and the key to every puzzle in that game is to find something to unscrew things with. What is that? What's up with point and click games and screws? I've decided I don't want to do that again. Did he kind of Shawshank Redemption his way through there? Did he go through some sort of alien sewage? Oh noes, what is that? A black hole? We're all gonna die! No, it's just a ventilation shaft opening. Sorry to disappoint. My bad. For some reason, like a bell sprout or something I've never understood. That's a button on a duck statue thing, but it doesn't seem to do anything. A tile device. Oh, right. The tile puzzle. These are so damn... Alright. There's like a trick to them. Oh no, I don't know how to reset it now either. I've heard so many people say that they have, like, repeatedly struggled specifically with this puzzle. And now, like, I might have to consult a walkthrough or something. It's like the beginning of it. I'm gonna make some attempts on my own here first. But I do remember that it's, like, just so unforgiving. Definitely the best soundtrack of any of the games so far by light years. I've had to look for music for games of my own, and it's no small task to find things that, like, suit your game well, and I have no idea how John assembled such an incredible collection of tunes for this. Why was this, like, the first thing I tried to do? Given up on that. Although I do like the detail that it actually reflects what you entered outside of it there. This looks distinctly like a radar, but I have no way of being sure. It could very well just be a red spinning line on a circular screen. I mean, yeah, they have another wall here that's just a bunch of bubbles that float around on the wall, or this place that looks like a crazy vortex. Who knows? Who knows what kind of crazy things they got going on in this alien world? Subject 1831. What's the deal with English class and subject-verb agreement? Is that like Seinfelding? What's the deal? What does Seinfeld sound like? I can't name a subject and a verb that have ever argued with each other. Just broadly commentary on subject and grammar, not going to comment on whatever the hell this label actually means. I think subject-verb agreement is like... if the subject is plural, then, like, you have to make sure the verb agrees with that. I'm not going to be able to come up with an example. I'll have to look up an example. The dog chases the cat. The dogs chase the cat. There you go. There's your English lesson. Smiley, you doing okay in there? Maybe keep your hands to yourself next time. I really hope there's a better way to wake up, my friends. Great, a light bulb. If only I had some bread, I could eat a light snack. A little sandwich. I don't think I've ever thought to click on light bulbs in other rooms in this game. I see a tissue, obviously used. There's no way I'm touching it. Yeah, it might be like an alien tissue as well. Maybe it's just me, but those jumbled letters seem a little out of place. Maybe the letters were switched around? And that once said mower floor? Of course, my theory makes no sense because the letters are painted on. It was just fun. It's like wacky, good for all ages fun. A giant solar light. Hey, the moose picture returns from one of the last games, like the No You're a Moose. For whatever reason, that joke persists. random picture. It's a picture of a flying pizza and a sports fanatic alien child. Well, maybe he's a pizza fanatic. Maybe he's cheering on the pizza. I can't even think of anything to say about that. I like when John draws something or includes something in the scenery that he then can't follow up. There was like a disconnect where sometimes I think he makes the pun and then the object. Other times he makes the object and tries to write dialogue and is like, I don't know, I'm not taking it out of the game, but I got nothing to say here. Tour, oh no. Here's another English lesson, like paper with words, because it's 3 different ways of saying the OU sound. Tour, flower, and pour. None of them are the same. Those 3 words end with the same letter, but they all sound different. I'll have to think of a minutely funny pun about that in a minute. Minutely minute? Ha! Why did the mute cat cross the street? I don't know, it didn't say. There's no answer given. Perhaps there never will be. The potted dirt flower. Most flowers are dirt flowers. There's the odd aquatic flower, sure. This plant's not immediately dying, so I'll take it. I wish I had more of a green thumb. I feel like I would have a unreasonably high chance of killing it within moments of taking it. Oh, that's why he's... There you go. If you try and collect any of the ones in the dirt. Apparently my green thumb leaves something to be desired. It's like a death, decaying, skeletal, gray, black thumb. Oh, I will skip that. I meant to just click on the dirt. Dirt is like a dessert mix. To make mud pie, just add water. I suppose that would apply to both, yes. And collect the tray on our way out. Ooh, I didn't talk about this. I guess the flowers get their solar energy from this miniature star. I would most likely be a fried egg tree if I tried doing something to it. I mean, even when it's contained in whatever that is, it seems almost inefficient. Like the amount of heat and things that this thing's probably pouring out relative to the amount of light it's giving. I don't know, maybe this alien technology is capturing the heat and utilizing it in some meaningful way. I forgot what I was going to say. What subject were we on again? Number 7272. Try to keep up. The key card. I think I'll swipe this card so I can swipe the card in a card key scanner. I think I'm gonna take that joke a step further, probably even. I wish I could say that brightened my day. I genuinely hope that John just had like a notebook where he was like, more light bulb puns. I can't ever let it end. Oh, right, yes, okay, definitely don't commit to that. I'm sorry, I'll try to remember to not have you do that a 3rd time when we find Zach. I see a photo of a puking gorilla under the bed. It doesn't quite tickle my fancy. I'd like a look. My curiosity is piqued. I want to know what the heck's the deal with that. Where'd they find... Is it an alien gorilla? Is it a regular gorilla? I need to know. It would seem to me that I am subject 9417 in something. Until today, I've only been the subject of a few cheap school English papers. Someone wrote papers about you? Is that what I'm hearing? It would not be preposterous to assume the card key scanner controls the door, but I would not guess that the scanner works if you don't use it with a key card. Why does it feel like I'm reading a how much wood could a woodchuck chuck thing going on here? Now I would like to scan the key card scanner with the key card that I found that gets scanned by key card scanners. I can't even like extrapolate it to make it sillier than I was originally planning. I wanted it to go totally over the top. As many layered together moments of referring to keycard scanners as possible. It's funny how few aliens there actually are in this game. There's like Viz, Diz, and Quiz. There's the Guard Beast. And like, I don't know, 1 or 2 others in the whole series. There's like the whole concept of aliens and only like a couple actual aliens. Looks kind of cute actually. I don't want to take my chances sneaking by into the room behind it though. Yeah, let's steer wide for the time being and just see what else we got going on. The escape pods. For some reason, it's like a glowing neon bar sign. Gee, could they have made it more obvious what these are? Well, yes, I guess they could have added some flashing lights. Could have had it strobe a few times. Not once in my life did I ever expect to wake up in space. What a pleasant surprise. It's like a little bit interesting. It's like a more exciting than your average day. I'm a little disappointed I don't get to see a nice sunrise today, but I guess I'll be able to see the sun rise completely by itself. It'll probably be pretty neat on its own. I guess space is cool. Useless screens. I usually find the best channel on TV to be the one with static. The aliens agree. They've invested deeply in the intergalactic cable. All static channels all the time, 24/7. It's awfully tempting to just fly right out of this place, but I think my friends would like me more if I saved all of them first. Which historically, Phil has been a pretty selfish character, pretty self-serving. It's nice that there's like the character arc of him like considering his friends. A room that has a pit of acid. Oh man, just like this year or whatever, there's like a new Rick and Morty episode that's called The One with a Pit of Acid or something like that. That's weird because this is like a 10-year-old game or something at this point. Maybe not quite. I don't know, 6 years, 7 years, but like weird that this came first. I wonder what's in the room by that sign. Probably a pit of acid, a pool of acid, in fact. The carrying forward of there being a Riddle School related poster in the last several games. Riddle School 4 did not get a poster, so I guess that's why there's a little bit of like, what about 4? Exactly. Well, what happened to it? The fat graffiti? Fat is in cool, but it's about fat. Obese jokes aren't funny. They're hilarious. That seems to be a bit of a running thing, considering Chub Munch and everything that was done in and around and about his character. Perhaps Jod's humor has matured a bit more since then. A donut picture. I love donuts, probably a little too much. If you really are what you eat, I'm gonna have a big hole in my body. Yeah, well, if you take it less literally, then you yourself are gonna become a little fat, and then you'll feel more guilty about any of that shaming that you do. So how about that? It just looks like that fish is swimming in grape juice? It's just alien water. I don't know why you would think any different. Eat the creamy cookie. Eat the creamy cookie. Eat the creamy cookie. That's like the world's worst version of a mad gab. If that's a secret code, it's the easiest one I've ever deciphered. Yeah, I was looking for a deeper, more complex meaning in it. This sentence contains 38 letters. I can say a sentence one letter longer than that. Just counted, 38. Wow, what a weird commitment to that, having precisely 38 and 39 letters. I kind of love it. So it's a weirdly amazing in its own way. The unreachable steak. I'm not really hungry, but I think I want the steak as much as that fish thing. Which, like, legit, what is the deal with this thing? It's just like decorative, right? It's not real. Yep, it looks just as awkward in the mirror as it does from down here. The metal fish thing looks hungry? It's a good thing it's made of metal. It will literally never have to worry about a meal. I'm baffled by how the acid pool doesn't affect the wooden floor. I'm also surprised it's not bubbling. What kind of lame pool of acid is this that it's not actively bubbling at all times? The life transferring station. It says life transferring station. Can't you read? I naturally assume you can, since everything I say is text. Just the weirdest fourth wall break and sudden acknowledgement of the fact that I'm here along with Phil, like doing this adventure together. Living things go here, dead animal goes here. The gauge, the only gauge I really pay much attention to is the one in the bathroom scale. Oh, so a little bit of character development there. All of Phil's rudeness towards fat people all this time is his own self-consciousness and like his own insecurities coming forward. Hi, just kidding, I don't pay attention to that one either. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, Phil. I see right through you. Oh, this, I have some remembrances of some puzzles coming back to me. One screw loose. Got a screw loose. One screw shy. It's probably more fitting sentence anyways. This I'll have to come back to it anyways, but I'll remember. Are you gonna make me do it in a particular order? All right. I know I kind of remember what I need to do, but I'm not ready for it yet. Hi, I'm the man of one title, and this is a bad poster. Of one title? Whether or not that poster's bad is moot. It still is John's art. It must be another project of his, an animation or something. And another subject, my favorite subject in school was always lunch. Me too, actually. If I had, like, if I'm giving a non-answer, like, my favorite subject is going home. My favorite subject is recess. Yeah. Then mine's probably lunch, too. I love sandwiches too much. Remember to feed Oswald, the monster. He only eats live meat from Nitwit. So Nitwit and Oswald. Oswald's the guard guy, and Nitwit, that's another alien, one that I don't know immediately. Oh, I almost forgot. He doesn't eat what he can't smell. So find a food with an aroma and put it where smell can easily spread. Who's this new employee who needs these notes, and why leave them in this room? What's so great about a light bulb? Please enlighten me. I was so close to clicking on Zach. Not needed. I would absolutely just shock myself. Let's do it just for fun, though. Just to see if it plays out the same. It's the same. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have done that to you. If there was a game that had an achievement, that it would go right there. And it would be something about, like, not learning your lesson and just doing the same thing over and over. Or, like, the definition of insanity or something. We're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting new results. I hope this is code from this game. It actually might be, with go to and stop. And it's not repeating a very long stretch of things, but it's definitely written in ActionScript, which is a Flash thing. I think it's safe to say by this active code screen that the machine is on. Yeah, I think we nailed it. We're really good at this, Phil. We make for a great team, you and I. Please tell me I'm doing a good job. This so desperately needs a reset button. I haven't even been able to create a single one. That's new. I haven't done that one before. There we go. Reset. I reset it. Okay, I figured that out on my own. Let's see if I can figure out the actual thing on my own. It's probably worthwhile to, like, memorize the buttons I pressed so I can undo once I realize it's, like, not going my way. Nope, lost track, like, 2 clicks later. Crap. So here's the first sequence. Oh no, that only works when everything's red, not when everything's blue. Oh, okay, well, I actually did that on accident, but that's a good starting point for me now. Creating the 7 is easy from there, but now I feel... Wait. Oh, that's so close to being a 1. It's so close. Here's the next stretch. Okay, that is like... I don't know, man. You gotta be a Rubik's Cube master or something to be able to see forward and do that. And then the final step. That's... I bet you there's some slight regret of that puzzle. It's like... just too complicated for the rest of this game. Whoa, out of sight, out of mind. So it made me invisible? Ring goes on, ring goes off. Ring goes on, ring goes off. Channeling my inner Frodo. What else can I do in the vent here? Crawling through a cramped vent isn't something I want to do again very soon. You can almost taste the odors being blown into the room from this vent shaft. Good to know for odor blowing. That's a pillow, but it feels more like a lump of stiff clay. Its bed puts the find back in solitary confinement. So it's like an average bed then, it's fine. The pillow terrible, but that's okay. I know I have to, like, climb up this thing. And so I should be more mindful of what room that would make sense in by, like, looking at the map there. Hidden door. There's really nothing to go off of there except for realizing that those two rooms are next to one another. And I guess if you just had a stray hover or something, maybe even if there was the tiniest hint there, it would almost be too obvious because there's nothing else going on in the room. So I can understand wanting to have that kind of restraint there and not hint at things too much. I'm so spun around. This is the room I'm trying to get to. Meat in the tray? Is that not part of it? I thought I'd needed that. Maybe not yet. Okay then. Let me actually check the instructions then. To properly transfer life from a living thing to a dead animal, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, put a living thing where the round arrow sign indicates. Put a dead thing where the other big arrow sign indicates. Press the arrow in the middle of the machine. Also know that the living thing dies when the dead animal comes back to life. Oh, be killing it. Suck all the life out of that plant. Delicious, yummy, living steak. That was simply a fail. I think there's a reason the meat didn't survive with the plant's life. Oh yeah, give me one good reason. Seems like it should have. It's because it wasn't in a tray, right? There's no editing the gauges or the code or anything like that. Do I have any living things that I wouldn't mind taking life from? I'd submit my own body to science, but I really don't have a life. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're not fat and your life is worth living, Phil. It couldn't be too hard to find a dead animal around here. Yeah, you know, in space. It's funny that they still call them animals, actually, now that I think of it. They got their own alien animals that they also call animals. I've only seen one live one so far, if that Cyclops monster thing counts. Yep, so there's probably just waves and heaps and endless amounts of dead ones lying around. Good assumption. A tray of soil. I need to collect a tray of soil because the plant itself needs a tray of soil, and so if it's stealing the life of the plant, then it also needs a tray of soil, right? If it's like this is a particular source of life, because I remember it grows like plant feet. I kind of remember that part, and I knew the tray was important, but I was struggling to like make the full connection. It's adorable. Oh, and what do you know? The plant gets to live as well. Happy for everyone. Glad that worked out as well as it did, honestly. Good for us. I place this next to the vent. Get a nice steamy waft of flavor. Turn myself invisible so he comes running on through. And then I can lock him back up. I'm afraid dinner to go is not an option for you anymore. That was so weak, Phil. You had a lot of time to orchestrate the different parts of that trap. I would have hoped that you would have dedicated just a hair more time to your cool pun that you could deliver at that very moment. Oh, jeez. Enter the children's dreams. I could be wrong, but this looks important. In the chair in the next room, their dreams will only end when in them they meet their doom. Something's clicking in my head. My friends are physically protected by barriers. Because of this, I can't directly wake them up. However, and here's such a good tie-in of Riddle School 4 that him dying in that is actually not only like canon that it was like a dream, but it actually moved the plot of the series forward. My dream that went on into college stopped when I was killed. Their dreams will only end when in them they meet their doom, which means, who knew Rick and Morty took so many ideas from Riddle School? The whole concept of that like video game that you play, where you play through like the entire life of that character, Roy. I think the game's just called Roy. In order for me to save my friends, I'll have to kill them from within their dreams? Yeah, it's a little messed up, you know? Hope you're ready for that, that burden. That the existentialness of it isn't overwhelming, as I'm sure in some cases it definitely would be. Subject 6553. I specifically do need their names. The number pad. 6553. Close enough. Got it. Got it. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat a hair on your chin. Accessing analyzing map system, which I love this too, because it comes back into, like, it scans the room the same way that things were done in Riddle School 4. Going back to number 2 for Zach's dream. Same opening sequence. Like, he must have reused the actual files. I really didn't like Middle School that much, but then, like, put a new twist on the animation. Such a good payoff. I'd like to kill Zach fast, so I don't have to repeat the 7th grade. That sounded more morbid than it was supposed to. You're killing your friends, it's fine. Try not to sweat it, that's just the way things have to be. I remember that drum set being broken beyond repair. You could whack it with a tambourine and it wouldn't make any noise. It's usually just not how drums work. I know nothing of music but much of English. Oh, Bo wrote that. I never noticed before, but English is supposed to be capitalized. That's the part that stands out. The only instrument Mr. Oboe can play is the triangle. The commitment to entirely new jokes throughout the entire room. I can't leave, I have to kill Zach. It's really astonishing how nobody heard me say that. It's really astonishing how quickly you got on board with it and that you're not scared about the fact that you have to murder your friend with your own bare hands. It's sort of hard to play a song written around a room. Here's my whistle for that $1 you've got there. I don't actually use it anyway. Deja vu. Yeah, we didn't even have that conversation, man. He just knew. Smiley seems happy not to be playing her xylophone. Saving Zach might be a lot easier than I think it is. One time I tried playing a xylophone and it rang. Couldn't figure out how to answer, so I left a message. Whoever made that cold poster needs to chill. And the trombone. One time I tried going to the 8th position on the trombone. The slide flew out a window, and later an ambulance came. I don't know enough about trombones. Sounds like a real thing. Maybe it's coincidence, but that guy in the poster looks like me. I guess he does a little bit. Yeah, that might be a coincidence. And we'll blow the whistle. Here's your whistle back, Fred. I don't feel like stealing music from you at the moment. And we just have to kill Zach now? He's most of the way there. We can just finish the job. No one's looking. It's an accident. I don't think anyone would ever hold you accountable. Although, can you just leave at will? You just get to decide when to hop on out of that? There's no one, like, I don't know, you don't have to then kill yourself? Because that's kind of twisted, but seems like maybe it would be a thing. Zach, you're awake. I thought I died. Because suddenly I felt cold. I thought you were always cold, Zach. I mean, like, really cold. Well, that doesn't matter now. We're in a space station. I can't explain everything, but there are escape pods downstairs. Oh, really? I guess I'll get going. You know what? Do you know what's cold? Space. So you're probably going to want to get out of there and get somewhere the teensy is a bit less cold. Because it's as cold as could be out there. Probably pretty dang close to absolute zero. Might not be precisely 1831. I realized I could be like writing this down or something, but where's the fun in that? Instead, I'd rather get my cardio in, run up and down the halls of this ship that's apparently completely not being watched in any way. There was one guard and we took care of it, and that's all we had to worry about. Smiley, good old Smiley. I also like that it's like color-coded to the specific character for each one of these analyzing sequences, and then you get like the Riddle School with like a little subtitle and everything. It's just such a fun, satisfying payoff for the series. If we never got more than this would have been a great send-off. I'm so happy that there is more. The familiar Mr. Soggy's class from my dream. Yeah, shit, I guess it was never real, right? You're just going back into other people's dreams, collective dreams that you shared. If possible, I'm going to kill Smiley quickly and painlessly. sounds bad, but it's for a good cause. It doesn't sound that bad. We're on board with this plan. One killing worked, now we'll just murder everyone. We don't even know if they're hooked up to the same dream, and maybe we just kill them too, just cuz. Seems like a good plan to me. You can still collect, like, the ruler and things. Considering the situation, that globe thing shouldn't be smiling at all. Cow, I'm a moo! Everyone's too busy repealing acts to unpeel acts of ill will to wallpaper. I bet what I said just now didn't make any sense. Just enough. I'll pretend I followed along. Fred still seems half asleep, so does that mean half of him is awake? Does that mean waking him up is good, like our full-on Inception? Are we gonna have to wake him up through multiple layers of dreaming when we visit his dream? Zach is still freezing. He needs that problem checked out. His shivering's less aggressive seeming in this game. Technically, I'm not in either location marked on that map. I'm sitting in a space station chair that enters dreams. You know, typical day. I think Mr. Soggy's just about blind as a bat. Unlike a bat, he hasn't mastered echolocation. Study for the test. It's hard to say if you don't have any books. Hard to study if you don't have any books or notes. I don't think I need any chalk. There's a rubber band in the vent. My fingers are too big to reach inside. I hadn't really thought about it, but I found myself in a lot of vents. It's a go-to place for who knows who, rando other students from around the Riddle School and Riddle world to have hidden things. Poor oblivious Smiley. She doesn't have a clue what I'm trying to do. And why would she? I'd be worried about Smiley if she was sitting here thinking about the fact that you might kill her. What could I use to fatally wipe that smile off her face? Yeah, you want to make sure that's permanent. No going back. The smile that will never recover. It's a good thing he spent all that time animating those micro few frames of that rubber band, because he got to utilize it twice. So it was a good thing he put in the effort to begin with. I do remember the globe is important. I thought I could just like rubber band Smiley. There's still more steps. But what good could your glasses do? Blind, can't see, sucks to be you. You know, I don't think I'll pick those up. Really? There was still what was the point of me doing the other steps of the sequence of everything? Oh no, Soggy's glasses fell on the floor. It sure is too bad he can't teach without them on. Oh no, so bad. I thought I had to tie her shoelaces or something. It's not quite the case. There, here's where nope, shoelaces still weren't the case. Quickly and painlessly, right? I think they should have held that for like a second longer. I remembered how it eventually ended, but like the mouth opened downward onto the spike that they specifically drew attention to. You kind of think you see where it's going, and I think that animation needed an extra beat before it cut to showing you that she just kind of choked on the globe somehow. It would really... There's like not time for the joke to be properly subverted almost. But I still think it's funny regardless. It's still good. 7272. Riddle School 1, right? Or is it Riddle School 4? I don't remember which one we kill Fred in. It would be weird to do it in Riddle School 1 if for no other reason than we were like, I don't know, 7 years old in Riddle School 1. It's weird at any time, middle schoolers killing each other and all that, but you know, they made like however many seasons of 13 Reasons Why. People love middle schoolers killing each other. It's like franchise worthy. But elementary kids, save it for kindergarten. That's where you could experience that, I guess. The kindergarten games, I mean. Please don't apply that to your real kindergarten setting. I remember this room. Nobody's here. I think the class just hasn't started yet. Wait a minute. I would be careful to click anywhere in this room for fear of dying. I don't know if we get finally a chance of his commentary on it. Fred never had a seat in this classroom. So, how is this his dream? Hey, Phil? What's up? You just hanging out? Is this Mr. McMaster's room? No? Yes? Yes, you're in the right place. Doesn't seem like there's any reason to lie. You could murder him anywhere. Cool. Just wanted to make sure I didn't get killed or something. That's a very peculiar concern to have. But I could admire where you're coming from. I understand the feeling. Hey, you actually get commentary on the extra parts of the room this time. If you ever forget the most basic aspects of math, there they are. You didn't have to worry about writing 2 separate jokes for this room. The desk note. Right. This is totally left over from like the master Mr. Munch's master plans that we saw in Riddle School 4. We got to utilize that to drop him into the lava and then kill him. I think he's sitting in the right desk. Don't bend the rules, rulers. Mr. Munch was probably in this room already if he wrote that. And he took off. Oh, pencil sharpener. I don't think I have anything that needs sharpening. Come on, you're not going to make a sharp idea joke, Phil? What are you doing here, man? There's a banana peel and an apple core in that trash can. Mr. Munch is living a healthy lifestyle these days. Yep, remarkably, the trash can has nothing more than just trash. The sky is dark and cloudy. An omen, perhaps. It's like foreshadowing, but literally with shadows. Thermostat, I haven't yet deduced a good reason to change the thermostat. The answer to that problem most likely has numbers in it. It's a wonder you made it to university. You know, I'm not sure how a clock works. Never seen one move before. That's incredible. Has there literally never been a working clock in this entire series? There was one that was on like a poster. That might have been it. Might have been no working clocks. I heard that tile was broken with a slightly undercooked donut. It's more than slightly, man. Maybe it was slightly undercooked, but then very old and stale. I heard someone broke that tile with a deflated beach ball. And dirt and grass, dry soil, and ground covering vegetation. Sounds great. Don't have loads of time, so why would I leave the room? Alright, let's quickly look at this. He sits at the desk. No desk closest to the door, so I can kill him. Isn't his switch just at the desk here somewhere? Hey, Fred. What's up? How you been? Not bad, not great, so I guess I've been alright. My favorite thing to do right now is nothing. That's your favorite thing to do always, Fred. I've discovered that's hard to do when people act like morons. You're so right. Have you ever seen a drooling platypus? You have to die so you can escape your dream. What are your plans for your future career? Would you like to wear my sweatshirt? I'll stop talking now. Have you ever seen a drooling platypus? I can't say that I have. I saw a galloping seahorse the other day, however. Drooling platypi beat galloping seahorse any day of the week. My brain wanted to immediately start reading like drooling platypi beating gallopi. There's a weird sentence. Never seen those words strung together before in my life. Well, in that case, I hope your drooling platypus chokes on its own spit. John is really good at drawing facial expressions. It's kind of funny that he made a game where characters just don't really emote much. You have to die. I bet. Please explain what you mean. Your life is a dream made by an alien organization. The chances of that are lower than the chance of Riddle School 5 coming out. Yeah, you see, never mind. Try not to worry about that too much. You forgot to wake up this morning. I know when I'm awake and when I'm asleep, but I'm not asleep right now. Yeah, you see, never mind. There's something weird about that when you're asleep, you don't really know, but when you're awake, you can, like, pretty confidently know. That disconnect in our brain is kind of terrifying. You only wore your underwear today. I don't even have to look down to know that I'm wearing more than that. You saying my clothes are an illusion being planted here in my head? Yeah, I mean, that's more accurate than you would care to know. more than just the clothes. A whole lot more than just the clothes. Disco pants are coming back in style. Well, that's almost enough motivation to kill myself, but I'd rather not. Right now, I really don't think suicide would benefit me very well. It would benefit me? Then I don't have to feel bad about killing you. What are your future plans? I'm thinking of trying to get some jobs that require no talent at all. You know, music conductor, substitute teacher, abstract artist, stuff like that. Is that a reused joke of Fred's? Because that has come up before, and I'm forgetting which game that was even from. Lol. Yeah, okay, I guess we're acknowledging that that's a comeback. I'll stop talking. I just wanted to see if you had a retort to that. Would you want to wear my sweatshirt? Your sweatshirt is quite nice, but I actually think it's sort of hot in here. Yeah, could just be you. That, or there's a pit of lava below the classroom. Sounds pretty good either way. Well, time to adjust that way down. The room is now relatively cold. I'm curious if there was like kind of the tandem development of these two games. If in the effort of fully paying things off, if John had to come back and like add something like that so that there was that consistency across the games, and like putting a thermostat on the wall didn't need to be like a retcon. Hey Fred, sweatshirt. I guess it is a little cold in here, and your sweatshirt does look comfy. Alright, hand it over. I'll put it on before class starts. Which, are you not worried about me? What if I'm cold? I do kind of love that Phil has a new ground shirt on underneath. And no matter what you click, that's a funny continuation as well of Riddle School 4, is that no matter what you click in that moment, you're going to bring forward the scene, and the scene plays out the exact same with Fred this time. Hopefully the like 7-minute long credits don't roll at this point. Yeah, let's get ourselves back out of there. I woke up Smiley, and then I think I forgot to send her back home. Sorry about that, Smiley. Just left you hanging. No wonder you're sad. Smiley, do you have any idea where we are? All I can say is I think I just woke up from a really long dream. Sort of. We're subjects of mind altering from what I've gathered. Oh yeah, and we're also not on Earth anymore, but that can be fixed. There's an escape pod on the bottom floor of this facility. Well, that's something to smile about. It's kind of a weak, apprehensive smile. I guess I'll see you on Earth. Toodaloo! Hopefully pre-programmed shuttles that are set to go straight to Earth, and that all of them meet up together. None of them gets like led astray or anything like that along that path. Hey, Fred. Hi? I don't know what's going on. Do you? I know some things about altered dreams, but let's skip that part. We are in some facility in space that's close to Earth. Conveniently for us, there are escape pods on the bottom floor of this place. I knew it. You always figure everything out before anyone else does. Well, thanks for the info. It'll be great to be somewhere familiar. I've been in this room for like 3 minutes and it's wigging me out. Never seen anything like it. Boring room. Nothing familiar about it whatsoever. Get me the heck out of here. It's kind of silly how quickly he was just like, nah, change is bad, not a fan. Just shoot ourselves back home as well. It seemed too easy, right? Like, yeah, okay. I felt like there was more to the game than that. It would be weird if we never met a single one of the aliens. An entirely different spaceship, huh? Seems like overkill. I guess the other spaceship could have just been like a temporary storage facility for dream-altering implantations. I don't know, man. This is a bit unnerving. Marvelous, isn't it? Huh, just chilling lava, hey? Lava-proof shirt, lava-proof sunglasses? What'd that cost you? Really flaunting that wealth, huh? I am Viz, decider of your world's fate. Uh-huh. Cool. Nice to meet you. What exactly is going on here? Why don't you ask that cowardly traitor over there? Hey, How's it going? My key card! I'll be taking this, thanks. It seemed valuable. I wanted to keep that. A souvenir. So, cowardly traitor, what exactly is going on here? I am a traitor, but not to you. My name is Diz. You were a traitor for me? I think is what was going on. Yes, hopefully. Diz, I recognize that name. And Viz, too. Weren't you in that meeting in the transmission before I woke up from my dream? You said you were planning to freeze planet Earth? None of this will make sense unless I start from the very beginning. I began with Vision. Vision was a project started by our leader Viz, the one you just saw. He felt it was his duty to decide the fate of every planet in the universe. His planet-by-planet journey began with your planet Earth. Oh, he's just at the start of it, huh? Everybody's got to start somewhere. Nobody was in agreement to his plan, of course, but we were under his rule. He gave his minions one chance to prove Earth wasn't worth erasing. We built a local, time-stopping mine and set it outside of an Earth school. As it would turn out, the school was Riddle Elementary School, where you were. Our hope was that nobody would escape the school. That's such a highly particular thing. Like, we just got to make sure that these 6-year-olds are in line, or 10-year-olds, or whatever they are. Unfortunately, that day was the very same day you left the school early. Time throughout Earth stopped, and Viz was convinced Earth had evil intent. Who knows what dastardly things you could have gotten up to. Eating ice cream before dinner? He ordered us to abduct you and your friends before restoring Earth's time. Oh god, so Earth has been moving forward? Maybe it hasn't been that long. I mean, Earth is still intact, right? So it couldn't have been that long. And we're still young children. Viz had a plan to use your evils and powers against you to destroy Earth. We had to look into your minds, hence the idea of giving you altered dreams. We even changed your clothes a few times to see if that affected your thoughts. Ugh, gross, dude. Weird. I hope you virtually changed my clothes, like, instantly, not any physical anything. Hands off. So it was Viz all along with these plans. Where does your being a traitor come into the equation? Death was the only thing that could separate you from your dream. Alterations to dreams can be easily detected by just about anyone. So I could only wake you up if I killed you in your dream. After all, death is the only thing that could wake any of you up. Sweet. I did not go unseen, however. Which I think that's like a retcon to like make that pay off in some way. It was only a matter of time before I found out. I mean, it wasn't retroactively changed. He didn't go back and edit the Riddle School 3 files. It's just that he gave that more significance going back. I went and, oh yeah, he was in the 4th game there. I went the full mile and altered the mind of Mr. Munch, your last dream teacher. I sat behind you and watched the execution to be sure everything went well. Ah, good. Died thoroughly. My work here is done. That is why you didn't see me when you went to the same room in Fred's dream. By that time, I was where I'm standing now. Honestly, it hadn't crossed my mind. The transmitter message you heard was a recording from another time. I transmitted it to you again when I knew you were about to wake up. I did it so that you would know Viz's plans for your world. And now, he's taking Zach's freezing genes to power up a giant laser. Not long from now, it will have charged enough to freeze Earth. I have only been trying to help you, so you could save your friends. Uh-huh. Good job. Nailed it, dude. Just thank you 1,000 times over, right? Is that the laser charging? If nothing is done, your world will be solid ice. Not cool. I mean, kind of. Just not in the way you hoped. Sorry, Diz. The window view is reserved for the children. Wow, the telekinesis said, huh? Just suddenly busting that out? I'm so sorry I ran out of cages to trap you and your friends in. You'll still enjoy the show, won't you? Standing here completely unfettered? Somehow I really doubt that. Ah, well, very well, be that way. Picky. I'm sure it will be an unforgettable spectacle, which is why I plan to watch it on my own ship without distractions. Peace out, y'all. Prepare yourself for the grand finale. See ya. Okay, just walked right out into that lava again, huh? Maybe we ought to give that a try? Making a ship that looks like your own head. Who do you think you are, Mario? Well, tooth ultra paste. I don't mind if I do. Vanity area. It's a screw. I feel like I've been through something like this already. Can we take all the screws? It won't budge. What's the point of a sink handle you can't use? That drain looks like a black hole to me. What goes in probably never comes out. What's with your obsession with small, tiny little holes being black holes? Hard wooden board. It might be covering up something, but I can't move it. These statues have buttons, just like the one in the other facility. A circle pattern. Is it important? Which, kinda, I don't know, it's like a thumbs up with like a little extra. That's how I'll remember what's going on. The code desk, which I'll come back to that. I don't think there's anything I can do to save Smiley or Fred right now. The music right now is weirdly happy instead of like intense and ominous and like, oh, what's gonna happen? I may be able to save Earth if I can just steer that wheel. Can't save them. I've got to find a way to save Zach and the entire planet. That's another part of it that I'm going to worry about. Can't reach that. Got to make sure those match eventually. The tile device. Oh, it's the same thing. But it's still 4701, but I'm still going to need help because I don't remember and it's not worth my time. This is the quick sequence there. Wow. Nope, not that one. This one. Should I have done that? These ones again. See, that's how you quickly change everything over to one color. Oh, right. I forgot that this one's slightly different in how it changes things. Oh, it's just so much more complex. It's such a disaster and so difficult to achieve that I'm just doing it. Fully using a walkthrough. Like, I'm not solving it, so it's not even worth showing because I'm cheating anyways. This is like John's water temple. Well, that's not right. There. I clicked this corner instead of that corner there. But by that I mean if John were to ever re-release these games or anything or update them, he really needs to replace that puzzle. It's just, you can't do it without infinite time spent with trial and error. So I can turn that to do like the coolest, most fun seeming flip. I love it. I think I have to consider the fact that it's flipped. Right? So is that correct? Oh, nailed it. That was a mugshot if I ever saw one. Great pun. Love it. But now do I do? Do I have anything I could use to piece together those shards? Yes, paste. This is like such a simple puzzle that it's like almost why bother, but it's kind of fun at the same time. It's like as simple as it could possibly be. I can't move those, so I guess I'm not trying to acquire liquids. Flip up to the other side. I don't know what to do with the board at all. Like, just try and use everything? Yeah, none of that was gonna make sense. It just kind of... I forgot that I still have that same thing to use here. Now I got a full-on faucet. Never getting any of that back. And I can pry, like crowbar this stuff. The board is mightier than the faucet. Hitting the wood leaves no dents. Is this cup strong enough to collect lava? I want to keep a safe distance from the lava if I try that. Right. Gotta make a long lava handle. It makes perfect sense. It's some sort of alien ceramic. You haven't heard of it. It's new, cutting edge. Hot lava java coming right up. It's amazing this mug I watched break can hold lava without melting. Yeah, it's built to be lava resistant, not fall resistant, Phil. Come on now. Makes perfect sense. You're underthinking things? You gotta work on that. I can just jam random stuff in there, hopefully. There aren't a lot of possibilities as to what goes in this lock, are there? Your fingers? You just want to try and, like, shove some things in there? I cannot remotely think of what I would do with the code desk. Like, I haven't acquired any codes. I just have to make them match? How is that possibly... What? Why? Why would I think that would be the solution? I didn't have to go looking for that at all. Whatever. It's the last room of the game. People have probably been playing for a while at this point. Puzzles don't need to be difficult anymore. They probably just wasted half their life doing the tile puzzle, and that's simple enough. We can move on from there and worry about other things. Keep the other puzzles quick and snappy and simple. That's I mean, I guess you've had all your practice murdering. You got a taste for blood built up at this point, and now you're fully bringing that to fruition. It's a little intense. Soon, this planet will be covered in a coat of ice. Yes, definitely this will happen as I continue to narrate my own plan to myself and stare directly at where the plan will be taking place with no other awareness of my surroundings. Because evildoers deserve a taste of their own evil. Pretty ironic, coming from a guy who's a giant red evil alien. Red's just an evil color in case anyone was wondering. It's just, he's just selling his own evil image there. I guess that was built to freeze an entire planet, so it's pretty over the top on one ship. And yeah, I think we might have killed him. Amazing! You saved Earth and disposed of our wretched leader simultaneously. I managed to escape with this remote I found that used to be Viz's. Maybe I can use this remote to free your friends. Well, yeah, if you get around to it. With all that's happened today, that's not a bad assumption. Well, give it a go. It's worth a shot. Oh, was he just tired or bored, or was he, like, sad? If doing nothing is, like, his favorite thing, then, you know, it's exactly where he wanted to be. I'm pretty sure I know how to drive the ship we're in. It just immediately crash lands it. I'm not here for pretty sures, dude. Like, I'd like some more confidence. You'll all be back to your homes before you know it. I'm not cold anymore. This feels amazing. Maybe a little too far in the other direction. I may have learned something from this experience. Friends really can come from anywhere. Even space. Well, you probably didn't have a lot of room for character growth, Smiley. You were a pretty well-rounded, wonderful, lovable character already. All my life, I've been devoted to doing as little as possible. Witnessing everything Phil has done helped me realize even a world as big as ours could be affected by what one person does. Did it make a difference that you spent like a decade doing nothing? Did you realize at the other end of that, like, oh, I may have wasted my life and should try and do something this time around? You're getting a second lease on life, a second go, a mulligan, dude. Take it. I guess I should say I learned a lot from this experience. But really, only one lesson I learned today really stands out to me. Friends, good. That's my lesson. That's what I learned. Stay in school. I should have seen that coming. This game really does have like a strong sense of finality to it. The flying pig. It's pretty nuts. Stick around after the credits to see your time. It took a handsome amount of time there. it's interesting having talked to John about this, having just done that interview with Cupballs United, looking at these games and series started by creators when they were in their like early teens, and working on these series for like a decade, that it's so many times you just, you know, you're getting busier, you have more of a social life, you take it on some extracurricular activities, there's less time to make games and animate. You just start to grow tired of the series maybe a little bit. You want to branch out and try new things. You're not sure if the audience is going to stick around and be with you forever, and you start to worry that if you keep going back to that same well, it's going to run dry and you're going to drive your own series into the dirt or something like that. There's so many considerations to be made. And it's just really interesting having seen both John and Puff go through the same thing of like, this is it. This is where the game's going to end. It's ending here. This is the last one. And to go through that like multiple times, I might actually be in the credits here. If anyone's curious, 1,000 years ago, Goatman was my super cool online moniker. Shark, I don't know what you did to earn yourself such a big credit, but it must have been something splendid. Yeah, I had like 9 other online names before Goatman, but that was the one I certainly had for the longest, like a crazy long amount of time. I knew that I had started like talking with John and interacting with him around this time. I didn't remember if I made it into the credits, so I kind of had like one eye open looking for that. Yeah, a little over an hour. I'm a slowpoke. Now I do kind of want to know what the deal is with the disclaimer here. The first episode of this 5-part series was a parody of Tom Fulp's Riddle's Pico School. Throughout the series, I've referenced the Behemoth's Alien Hominid, the Swain's Blockhead and Mastermind, Crinkle's Madness, Knox's Hot Dog Job, Brad Bourne's Fancy Pants, Mano Fun Titles, Bad I'm Reviews? I don't actually know that one. The Clock Crew, Jim Henson's Sesame Street, the Vote for Pedro shirt, Napoleon Dynamite. Finally vindicated. I assumed that was the reference, but didn't know. The San Diego Comic Con, some guy's parody character of Sega's Sonic. The Over 9000 meme, based off of Dragon Ball Z, the rumored blah blah blah. There's a lot of things. He has a ridiculous amount of things. I guess I'm just going to skip forward a little bit. And inside jokes from various people. I will say I didn't ask permission to use close to any of these sources as references in my games, whether it be for an insignificant line or a fun addition into a cutscene, but I can also say I just gave all of them credit. I never meant any harm to any of the mentioned sources, though I don't think I harmed any of them. Probably not, it's probably kosher. None of the characters' lives, designs, or personalities in the series were ever based on real people. Though the character 5 is based on the Newgrounds voting system, Mr. Reed is a homonym for the last name of one of my friends. Like Mr. Deer? Homonym. Oh, because it is probably R-E-I-D or R-E-E-D or something. Joe used to be the name of my friend Karsh's trombone. Diz is a character elusive 3-year-old made up. And one room in Riddle School 3 is based on a classroom filled with monkey-related objects. At the middle school I went to, I sure hope I didn't leave anything out. Less of a disclaimer and more of like an acknowledgement, which is nice. Ooh, I played 3 and 4 early this morning, did a bunch of other things, and I'm playing this quite late at night now. Get a bit of a wrap up here. Don't have a clue what just happened. The storyline so far, retrospective, thought process on the series, rejected Riddle School games, that's where that came up. The 3 biggest misconceptions. There are several things about the series that people just can't seem to understand. I do want to know that. Please, I'm curious what the heck the deal is there. The coins in Riddle School 2 don't add up to 75 cents. We have 25, 5 for 30, 10 for 40, 10 for 50, 25 for 75. Yeah. Seems one of the big consistent complaints in Riddle School 2 comes from people who can't count. Some play the game insisting they have all the coins, they've turned on the cookie machine, and it still won't give them Oh, some people can't spell either. I can't give them a cookie. Others seem to play through the game and then comment about how the coins don't add up to 75 cents. The diagram on the right is a sketch of all 5 coins in the game. You can check the game itself. It definitely has 75 cents. Riddle School 4 is an April Fool's joke. It's true. It has virtually no gameplay, and Phil immediately dies in the game. It's also true that the game was originally a joke and it was eventually released on April 1st. However, it is the official 4th Riddle School game. It's a legitimate piece of the storyline, and I'm not going to change a thing about it. Riddle School 4 is my favorite game of the whole series. I like the stick-to-itedness of that, like, yeah, ride or die 100%. That is a part of the series. It's not Riddle School 3.1 or 5-A or something. It is 4. It is a part of the series. It's legit. Smiley is a guy. They're not a guy. They're female. This isn't anything new. She's been a female ever since the first game. I think when I was being super unoriginal with the character designs in the first game, I made a pattern of giving all the children bald heads and most of the adults hair. Since Smiley was a child, just like bald boys, the only logical design I could think of was a bald-headed elementary school girl with a smiley face. And that's how it's stuck for the remaining 4 games. By now, I hope I've made it more obvious that she's a girl. Clicking any of these opens up just links to the other games. The story so far, very lengthy, long, retrospective on the series. It's just kind of neat showing like the design process and how he came up with the different things. I'm not going to read through all that. It's very lengthy. And the Rejected Riddle School games is yet again just like another interesting deep dive into John's mind and seeing like how much it like tormented him to carry on this series and like the weight of it and like what do I do next and how do I keep fans satisfied. Luckily, he finally overcame all of that. I'm sure it was like a hard thing for someone his age, or for anyone, but especially for someone his age. I'm glad that it all worked out in the end. Very lengthy. Presumably the next 2 videos are going to be the same length. Riddle Transfer 1, probably similar length, but Riddle Transfer 2, ridiculous. It's going to be a movie, like a theatrical release movie length video. I'm going to have to give myself some rest before I tackle that. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. I'm just going to... Also, I wonder how many people watch 100% of a video, especially when the last, like, 5% of it is me fiddling around in a menu and talking to myself. Just like a sudden realization there. Ooh, let's play a fun game with that. The whole no, you're a bear, you're a moose thing from the series so far, that running joke, and because my old thing was Goat Man, I want you guys to give me a no, you're a goat in the comments if you actually watched all the way to the end of this video. That'll just be like a little signal, a little between us thing.